it's ready for qualifying. So.
Green light, go, go, go.
We're so underprepared for this, it's not even funny. Okay. We're gonna just have to sort our tyre pressures out in full session, no choice. Bonjour, thank you for joining us. This is a mad one, this is. I've never driven the track before. I'm getting a blue flag already. Obviously we've got mixed conditions, so it's raining, it's not raining. I have done some practice sessions, but still yet to really set the tyres up properly. So we're just going to have to use this session as an ultimate test session, because it's as close as the race conditions that we're going to get. So the rain is on and off, on and off. I prefer the rain just to be on. So I've set the car up for the rain, you see, so... I hope the tyres come up to 30 psi, I really do, otherwise we're going to have to get straight into the pit and sort them out. We don't need to be hassling anyone through qualifying, so my bad. Had a really good race with this lad last week in the Lexus and an angry pigeon. So what I need to do is come third here, and for these lads obviously to win the race, and I could win the championship. I'm telling you, these tyres now are full PSI out. I'm going to pull it over and sort them out. See what they're like. We'll do one lap, come in, sort them out. We're gone a little heavy for the fuel as well, because I got on the dry line to get some heat into it. So we've gone heavy with the fuel in qualifying, just so to keep the car a little bit more planted. The track is green as well, I still think, like, it's not as quick as third. Tyre pressure do need to come up. Yeah, we'll come straight in after this lap regardless of what it is. We need to do it because this is closest to race, is what we're gonna get. Could take a bit more speed here, but still checking them tyre pressures. They are coming up. I don't know if it's worth us doing another lap, because obviously lost some time there. I don't know if it's worth coming in, you know. See what the tyres do. I'm not expected to win this, so the pressure's off in that sort of sense, because I don't know the track. I only got the DLC a week ago. And I've only used the AMG Evo out of it. Full 10 foot there, good going. Tyre pressures are...
Yellow flag in sector 1.
Don't want to be doing that. Good lap at the minute. Tyre pressures have come right up. I'm so glad I stayed out. Now there's a couple ways to take this corner, obviously. I think I lost time going wide there. Do not want to hit click the curb here either. Still on the lap here, this is ooh, slow down. Obviously think there's still more time there as well, guys. Just to get the drive away.
Yellow flag ahead, be careful.
Seems I'm good on the brakes here at least. Definitely in the draft of that Lexus now. Thank you for joining us, guys. A little bit of an heads up here. This is our first ever race on Imola on ACC, so you join us for our very first test run. Tonight we could win the championship with a race to go if we finish third, or no, if we finish third, and obviously the guys ahead need to win. DJ Clean Shirt and Angry Pigeon, as they have to win the race.
Yellow
so we need to.
Sector 3.
Plus, it's a bit of a longer race tonight, an hour and a half as opposed to the usual hour, so there's a lot more time for stuff to go wrong. But also enough time to have an accident ourselves and maybe get back in the race through pit strategy and whatnot. So all depends on where we qualify at the minute. And I don't expect to qualify first. But it would be really helpful. So the conditions are mixed tonight, 80% rain by all accounts, so... Right, it's definitely time in there, definitely. Cyber's good actually, maybe the front one needs a little more in it, but... I'm going to try and take this a little more. It's in the lap delta there, guys. We're not really on a lap at the minute. Right, here we go. Okay, Sweet Pea. First at the minute, I don't know how. Tyre pressures are pretty good too. Just mavering all day for the misses that the tyre pressures weren't going to be any good, so... Doing alright at the minute. See what the race is like though. Oh, I keep hitting it in third gear there. Losing a bit of time because of it, but we've got a few more laps in us. Definitely more time in the lap. Ooh! Hit the curb, the back there. So we're real close with Leon at the minute. We know we've got time in the lap. We know we have. Even there, I'm taking a couple of attempts out, you know. And we're back up on the delta. We were 2 tenths down this lap, so we could definitely do some damage, boys. Let's try again. Right, I've cut this one. So, not getting the drive out. But for some reason, just 2 tenths up, so there's so much time in here. I reckon there's at least half a second. We just need to take it relatively easy. Take it. We will lose a bit of time, I think, on the straight, even though we're up, because we were drafting DJ Clean Shirt before, but... so there's a bit of daylight, but it's still
Yellow
not
flag in sector 3.
as fast as we can go, and I know it. Every instinct of me is telling me to put it into third gear there. I'm just going to thank myself for it. So we've found 2 tenths. That's a little bigger than I anticipated. Lost a bit of drive out there, but we're sliding. Lost a bit of time there again, but we're 3 tenths up. That's a good thing, but I expect all the lads behind to start improving as the track obviously is getting much quicker. Three tenths though. Don't want to hit the inside of that curve. I'm sure we've lost another 10. Thanks for joining, guys. Don't forget to smash the like button for me. It helps out massively. Scrubbed all that time off, boys. No, we'll try again. My bad. So yeah, don't forget to smash the like button. This is our first time at Imola qualifying in any sense of the race, so not quite expecting to start off P1, but if it rains, it's the great equaliser. I love racing in the wet conditions, especially on ACC, so if it stays wet, I think we've got as good a shout as anyone to do some damage points-wise, but again, this is our first go on it, first time. The conditions aren't the easiest either, so we're just going to feel our way about it at the minute. We're down at 14 drivers at the minute, which is a shame. We've got another round, last round at Silverstone, I believe.
Yellow flag in sector 2.
Don't hit it in third, don't hit it in third. Yeah, the tyres held on pretty well actually. Happy with that. Pull, but it's not pulling. Hopefully I can try to keep the 210. Lost it. Oh, sorry guys, but we know there's a lot more time in the lap, we do. Trying to hit the bank in there to help me come round, but no comprende. And it's not lost on me that it's very dry at the minute. Okay, we've still got a 10th there, and I'm not sure about the actual lap delta itself. Oh, you son of a... I'll tell you what we'll do. Still got a little bit of time left, so we'll move the brake bias forward a little bit, because it's sketchy. See if that helps. Turns in a little bit. I'm not sure, it's not fully wet, so I think what we'll do, check the data, we're still 3 tenths, and he's in the pit is a clean shirt, so probably trying to get the tyres in, I reckon, actually, which isn't a bad idea. What's I going to do? Try ABS 7, won't I? Anyway. It's about as much curb as we really want to be taking. I just want to try and nail a good lap, you know, I don't have to beat it over the head. Turn! Still 2 tenths.
Yellow flag in sector 3.
I don't know, we seem to really lose a lot of time coming around there. Obviously the exit, we were slowing past out, but lost some time. Nearly clipped it. Still a tenth. Don't know what's going on. Well, this is going to be it, so we're right on the delta at the minute. So we're just praying nobody kind of improves behind us. Actually touched the gravel there. And again, we're not going to finish this lap, sorry guys. But that there, that floodlight is our brake marker. So 24.4, 24.6, 24.7. So this is how it's going to start the race. 4.6, so we put 1, 2, put 1 in, and these were down. Oh, I didn't look down by that much though. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Save, damp, dry. Right, with that, let's come back out, come back in, sort the pit stop out, because it's pit stop tonight. We can't do the full thing on that. 26.4, 26.2. Oh wow. It's a really good job with that. 26.2, 26.0. 26.2, 26.0. 26.2, 26.0. 26.4, 26.2, 26.4, 26.2. Bloody blah, bloody blah. Fill it up, 120 litres. So we'll be heavy at the start, guys, real heavy at the start, and then come in, put the 50 litres in, which I think is what we need to complete it. So that's that one stopped. Oh, it's a lot wetter. A lot wetter. With that, guys, I do need some bloody nicotine, I'm telling you, I really do, so... I don't know if they saved, you know, them pressures there. Or they came through, because we certainly didn't. Oh, I don't know. We'll just have to go with what we've got, unfortunately. So with that said, this is also a kind of monster. There's no alcohol in the stream or anything like that. We don't drink. But Jesus, I need some nicotine before we get going in. Just make sure it's alright there. Join me at the end of the stream and I'll show you the setup as always. No, it's not really much useful information there, to be fair. Yeah, if it was drier, I would have run brake pads too. But with that said, guys, please give me a minute while I just go have some nicotine. Watching this world of that and wonder why I feel a little groggy. It's because of the second COVID jab, and believe me, it's about as fun as it sounds. So I've turned all the Wi-Fi off, everything off. I cannot see any glaring problems or issues with myself, so... I save it.
30 seconds.
Back on the set.
20 any second.
Thank you everybody for joining. Thank you for coming on this ride with us. If we can get a decent little result here, guys, we should be good for the championship. But let's not count our chickens. We've got an hour and a half this time, so an extra half hour added on to our normal race time. So a lot more that can
Going single
go
file.
wrong. New start procedure as well for AoR now. They have to be staggered towards the front, so you've got to see P1's door. So P2 basically is not going to be at the fucking in front of me come the start line. I'm not sure, it looks a lot wetter, a lot wetter. A lot wetter. Yeah, we've got to burn off 60 litres before we can really come in. A lot of work. So again, this is AoR, Imola, and for those joining us, this is the first ever time I've raced on the track. We got the DLC a couple of weeks ago and we've driven the AMG to take part in the SFRG challenge, which is Mount Panorama, and that'll be Sunday, or very early Monday morning, should I say, the American League, and that's, I don't know, we had a good Suzuka but got rammed in Kyle Army, and, you know, it's not like the Merc struggles enough in Kyle Army alone, like, but to get rammed off the track and pit manoeuvred wasn't any fun. Anyway, bygones, we're on to the Bathurst, it's just another race, but the Merc should be pretty good there, and all signs point to thumbs up in practice, like, we'll see. But back to tonight, this is AoR, and we're really hoping our tyre rushes are going to start to creep up to 28, 30, that's what we need them. I can tell you now it doesn't look good. We'll see, but the rears do not look like they've got enough PSI, and they're down by at least one. We'll see after a couple of laps anyway. Gotta take that shot, try to take that chicane in second. The last thing we want to do is spin out on the formation. So this is it. Come on tyres, please come up. The rears are so low by at least the full click, so that's something we're going to have to sort out at the pit stop, but we can't do anything, nothing about that until we've burned at least 50 litres of fuel. So what's that? 75 litres we can get to, and then we can pit. Not a real lot we can do, boys. So gutted, the back tyres are nowhere near in the window. Not in either of them are, I'm just hoping. Sorry guys, my bad. My bad.
Green light, give it all you got.
It's a really poor start on my side. Got the inside for rear, so. Okay, they slammed doors behind. We're just gonna have to try and make a gap now. Esther's with them apparently as well. We really are going to have to take it steady. We've got the rears at 28, gutted, boys, absolutely gutted. So we're just going to have to manage the situation as best we can. Going to try and light the rears up as much as I can to get as much heat in them. But we're sitting ducks here, guys, and there's not much we can do about it. Gonna have to, what is it, sort the pit stops out. So I've done the rears. Do the fronts. Right, so that's up by 4-1. I'm just scared of pushing the tyre at the minute. But there's nothing I can do, so I might as well just knuckle down. Nothing I can do. Bollocks. I'm so disappointed with that, but I mean it's an hour and a half race. If we make it to the pit stop, we should be alright. Ooh. It's not able to turn like we once were. Lost a lot of speed. Car's fully sideways. Gutted. Gutted is not the word, guys, honest to God. But again, we've just got to race with what we've got, and what we've got is a bit of a slidey death trap that will not turn. Them behind must be thinking, what is he fucking doing? Seriously. Let's try ABS 6 for now. Obviously it's changing conditions, it might dry out, but judging by that weather forecast right there with the plus signs, it doesn't look like it's going to do that anytime soon. I can't believe how slow we're taking that. Now I hope my teammate has a good one this time round, if he's got the short barrel of the straw, that's for sure, for the last couple of rounds. Just gutted about them tyres, I really am. So I've done a full flick up on the front and a couple more to sort of arrange that so they're not just at 29.4. Look at how fast with the Lexus has gained in that lap. Anyway, so I've done the fronts and added a little bit to them, but the rears...
Well done, mate. Good lap.
Right, we'll just leave it alone now. Well, the free tap's up on the last lap because we've absolutely dogged up the first corner. But we're having problems here about turning in. Seems like the brake bias being moved has helped a little bit. I think obviously the guy behind in the Lexus definitely got them tyre pressures at least semi-sorted. I don't want to turn on the wheel like 90% like I'm having to. A little better. So yeah, we're just managing it at the minute, guys, until we can make it to the 75 litre mark. Yeah, we're struggling in that last corner. I'm just moving a little bit further forward. Put them back to 7. Okay.
Well done, mate. Fastest
Again,
lap of the race so
but I'm just
far.
having to manage it at this point because the tyres are nowhere near where they should be, unfortunately. But I would think a lot of the boys in the pack at the minute are in the same boat as I am. So again, we'll just try and not throw it all away. Like that. I think behind we've gone a little further on. So yeah, regardless of what the tyres are actually doing, which isn't a whole lot at the minute, we'll just concentrate on what's in front and our braking points, and what will be behind. It's still the same race for them, they've still got to go at the same conditions. Great lap. I think I might move them the ABS back to 6. Yeah, I am. Don't know if it's worth putting it in first there at the minute because we're just not getting the turn in. Yeah, the Lexus behind is very racy, obviously. And at the minute we're not going to be able to fight if he pulls upon us, and we've just got to consider the fact that we're in a championship and don't really need to win the race. Like, don't get me wrong, I'd love to.
Yellow flag in sector 3.
You know, my first time around with these sort of conditions and the tyres trying to really chew us out of a good result. Yeah, ABS 6 is the way to go. Thank you for joining, guys. Again, thank you for all the comments. I will read them as soon as either I hit or get back to the editing of the stream. So I will read them all, and they will be up on the legends list. I really appreciate it. Unfortunately, we've got a bit of a duck carrot at the minute with the tyre pressures, so try and drive through it until around the pit stops. Which I'm at 75 litres, I think. Woohoo! That was nearly a big fucking mistake. No, sorry for the language, but wow. So, obviously been coached into taking that in second gear, but it's not working for me at the minute with the tyres over there. First gear is probably the way to go there.
Well done, mate. That's all fastest lap.
Should be in the 48th, I think. Come on, tyres, man. Yeah, and the thing is, right, you don't have to take tyres either, so I'm going to lose the 30 odd seconds it would take, because the pit stop I think is around about 7 seconds for the fuel without the tyres. I'm going to have to take the tyres, so I'm going to lose a lot of time. Just struggling to turn in. It's the issue. So I'm having to try coax the bloody accelerator to try turning. Yeah, it's not working for me in second then, probably, and considering the gap I've just pulled and the 5 tenths from nowhere, I think it's the way to go. turn, you fucker. Yeah, definitely first at the chicane. It could just be like having bad bombs, but
Right on, mate. The fastest step so
we'll
far.
see. There's a lot of curb. On that guy. Oh, Angry Pigeon Grand. I thought it was a Lexus. There's no wonder he's closing down like he is. So, Angry Pigeon and the DJ Clean Shirt are the guys that, the only guys that can realistically fight me for the championship. I think Leon was just a bit too far off. So these guys need to win, and I need to come fourth or less in order for it to carry on to Silverstone, the championship. But yeah, we're struggling at the minute, guys, and we are going to lose places, because ideally in this rain race like this here, we wouldn't be changing the tyres. Even for an hour and a half, we would not be changing the tyres, but you see what predicament it's left us in. Wow, he's really quick in that last sector, he is. A lot of time I lose. So ideally, right, we'd be in second for that corner. We'll try and keep on the dry line as much as we can, but yeah, it looks like a matter of time for Angry Pigeon behind. Bit better. Oh, we're understeering massively. Yeah, any time that we had there, we lost. Shit. It's not easy trying to turn the front end of the car, right? And the competitions themselves are not easy, you know? I don't really want to be out on there either, touching Oreo. And we do not want to touch the outside of that. That is just death. Yeah, first gear's the way to go. We may have made a little mistake somewhere in the lap. So again, we really didn't want to try and pick the tyres at all. Somebody is in. Vince. So yeah, different strategy outplaying, but the thing is, like, I'm going to need to change the tyres. I'm just a death waiting to happen. They're so underinflated that they're likely to have a puncture or something to that effect. Try to leave it as late as we can to come in, but I think we do have to change, and this is where they're going to have the advantage, because you know, it's going to be difficult for me to try and find 20 odd seconds. Right, so try and gain that time. That's what I'm thinking anyway, that's my head, but I think realistically the tyre pressures the way they are, I think that's first out the window. Wow, the back end was real sketchy around there. got magic handling. And there's still a good portion of this race left. Fully concentrating. Don't know guys, how this one's going to play out. Obviously if I pit and I take tyres, I'm out of the race. I really am, or at least I'm out of the race that will be for the win. But judging by the lad's pace behind, and eventually I think it's only a matter of time before he's coming. Didn't want to have to take tyres, guys, that's all. We are good on some parts of the track, but that Bentley seems really quick around here, this bit. Probably not a great idea to watch the lap delta. Right. Real good in that chicane is that Bentley. Again, we're just trying to stay to the dry line, get some heat in these bloody things.
Well done, mate. This has been your personal best.
It's just a shame that obviously having to take tyres at the start.
Sector 3.
Really warm. It's been one of those days, definitely. Pull. Yeah, again, coming up into this section, it feels like the Bentley is very good. We need to be careful going off there as well. It is like ice. 2.4, 89 litres. We're not too far off here being able to pit. Let's try and keep it in second. Foot last time round. Really is looking tough at the minute. Super helpful if we could turn, you know, some laps it feels like it's really wants to, and then there's others where it's just waiting for me. Lost 2/10 out the drive out that corner clearly. Still concentrating, guys. Sorry if I'm really quiet when you're watching this stream back. It's as difficult as it can look. And I gotta catch up, especially for the first time around. Got a practice racing yesterday, but I must have got best part of 20 laps or whatnot with the Tier 1 boys. And boy, are they quick. Managed to pull that gap down again. I don't know if we should try to do it in second. Nope, definitely first. And I just didn't want to change fucking tyres on area. I don't know what's happening with DJ Cleanshot. I hope it's just a case of he needs to change those tyres there, but he's in contention. The lap, DJ Cleanshot and the lap behind are in joint second, and there's a point that's separating the pair of them. So it's looking like a good round for Andy, but you know, there's still over an hour to go and anything can happen. It's racing. I do love the white in ACC, it's great. We're up way earlier. Maybe I can be on the power now. Full 10th there, just breaking a little earlier. There's an art to the game, it really is, and it doesn't usually reward being impatient. Still not sure about the exit, but I think it's the best way to go for now. It's definitely a lot more stable going across there. Never had the grip to turn in there because we were on the banking, the curbing as we've thrown her in. But I think the guy behind has done a similar sort of thing, so tiny bit of breathing room. Definitely know he's there. A little slippy. So again guys, if you are watching, please smash the like button or even subscribe. It really helps. Obviously with the YouTube algorithm, I'll put the video up there a little more, not that, you know, anything fantastically is going to happen to a fellow cocktail racer, but kind of get the short end of the straw with that deal. But just glad that the leagues are out there that give us the opportunity, or at least a platform to race on like this, and 9 times out of 10 with really clean races. Looks like the teammate is having a clean race. Looks like he's in fifth. He's just had the worst luck I've known of start to a season. No start to a season, mid-finish of a season. Literally been taken out every single round, or he's qualified first and had a drive-through. It just, you couldn't make it up. Plus, Chris is a proper top lad, he really is. Got a lot of time for him. And a weird thing that we were first ever teammate with Chris in AoR. Joined the first ever league was Chris being the teammate. Chris Jones, that is. Okay, we're coming up on 80 litres now, so 5 more litres, and we can pit to go to the end. Oh, well, 10. It's a little skitty at the minute, guys. Again, I didn't want to have to change tyres. I'm going to lose so much time compared to the rest of the field. For wet race, you shouldn't need to change the tyres. Get that, nearly a 10th there by not having it in a low TC coming out the corner. Brake a little earlier. You do not want to ride that at all. Just very slippery. You can hit that bump there. I know I can go much quicker through that little section, but it's got a bit of a gap, so we don't need to. Ooh, that was a big jump. Okay. That gap's gonna come right down to 2 point whatever. No, he did the same thing. I think we're doing the same thing. Okay. Yeah, 3.2 again, bit of time like that. I think we both made mistakes. But again, I do not want to take fucking tyres, I really don't. It's going to put us right in the pack. Or at least like no man's land or whatever with no cover. Not a bad little first set, so just keep it tight like that through that bit. It's about as fast as I can go anyway. Sorry, I've been a bit quiet guys, so maximum concentration. I don't know what the weather's doing, but it looks like it's drying up on some parts of the track, which might favour us a little bit, but it's got rain is just decreasing, so we keep with the tyres. The thing is, right, they're obviously not too bad where they are. It's allowing me to race the fastest guys in the server still. And once he gets his shit together, so the idea is going to be well past us. Not what we can do, but with a bit less rain on track, tyres might actually start creeping up to temperature where everybody else is a skyrocket. So, and again, ideally we do not want to have to change the tyres, but we have no idea that our tyres at the start of the race were going to be 28s. You know, they should be 30. So they're not just a PSI off, they're probably 2.
Fastest lap on the race, great job there.
It's a good lap. The track's definitely drying out a little bit, so it might be a little spot of luck with the tyre pressures. You know, it might dry up just a little bit on track. Still stay wet or whatnot, but the dry wet tyre, but you can see on the, what is it down at the bottom, you can see me with the accelerator just trying to like torque the car into turning around. Difficult. But we're maintaining the gap there, but again, once he sorts his lines out or whatever it is going to be a threat. But it wouldn't surprise me if Angry Pigeon and the other boys back there are in the same boat as we are with the tyre pressures being a little wild. spinning all the way through there. The fronts are coming up a little bit and we've lost a chunk of time there. It's going to be encouraging for the guy behind. It's not what we want to do, is give him that light at the end of the tunnel sort of thing. Oh, the car in front struggling a little bit. It gives you the confidence and the motivation to really go for it. However, you see that gap starting to form up a little bit more. It demoralises you a little bit. You're trying to give it everything. That's coming out, so I don't want to give that guy any hope. The guy, I'm speaking to him, he's a good guy. They're all out, we're all good friends on these, so they're all talking out one another out. Full second quicker than the last time round. The slide in big time. Okay. Better. So yeah, again, we're not feeling tippity top today with the second job, so we look like death on rookies. It's because of that. But again, guys, we are trying here, and we've got a very skilled driver in a Bentley behind, hunting us down. We could quite possibly have the right tyre pressures to actually do a race like this. But we're looking at the weather now and we're seeing that the rain is going to drop off somewhat. And if a dry line does start to form, we'll be in a good position to take advantage of that. Wow, what some time the Bentley made up behind. Yeah, we're just gonna stick with these tyres. I mean, what's the worst? We could pit now and bring them in, but we'll just see what the weather's doing. Try and keep it out as long as we can. If we crash or get damage or anything like that, then we'll just come in and repair it without too much of a kerfuffle. Feel the car going sideways, so So again, guys, if you are watching this, be sure to smash the like button. It massively helps. Obviously sub to the channel, comment on the video, you know, get involved. Just a bit of time around. We'll seem to make a little bit here. But then coming into this last sector, oh my god, that Bentley is strong. Mind you, you'd expect the Bentley to be pretty good over, obviously, the bumps. I know we're not going as fast as we could into that section, but must have hit the bump again. Wrong. Yeah, it's really nip and tuck. Oh, we didn't get the grip we needed there to rotate the car. Yeah, it's getting a bit sketchy at the minute, guys. We're doing 151s and the bloke behind. Not doing it at the exact same time actually, but we can go quicker.
Yellow flag in sector 3.
Just like slid it through there. Oh, I don't want to touch that with a low TC. It'll just spin us up and chew us into the wall. Blue flags? That's not off-putting. Did you see the blue flags being waved, or is it it's just me? Weird. Good luck, though. He's probably just playing with us behind you now. Probably be able to set 48s or some shit. How much time we have in the car? Looks like a 5/10 come from. Anyway, what to do? Look at the tyre pressures coming up now. We're not going to change the tyres now. I have a feeling once this track dries a little bit, we'll be right on the money. You know, it's took us all this race to manage it now. We're half an hour down. So effectively we're into the AoR race now, and I think it's like 90 litres or something like that we need to. That's it. Yeah, we're definitely getting the bite out of the corner now, and there's a dry line starting to form, so the cars behind now that have the tyre pressures sorted, their tyres should start rocketing up soon. We've got decreasing rain for at least the next 5 to 15 minutes. So our car should just start to get a little bit better with every PSI, especially in the rears. It certainly feels it like pace-wise. Can't describe to what I mean. But obviously watching the delta coming out of some of the corners and getting the bite that we are can only mean that the track is actually starting to dry. And with a little bit of luck, our tyres that were 28.3 at the start of the race, that's really, really risky. And that will start to come into a good, decent operating temper. But we'll see. We're also running the risk, obviously, with dry line of really messing the tyres up if it's a wet tyre. However, our PSIs were really, really down at the start, so it's a lot of curve. Turn you. Trying, boys, I'm trying. The rain just seems to have started up again a little bit. So now we're getting the drive up the hill. We're not doing anything differently. The rear feels a lot more planted to the road. And I said that, it happened to me, but it feels a lot better. The car is still able to gain behind. So it's just a case of him not making any mistakes. I don't want to keep looking at Black Delta, it's only natural, I guess. See, the braking zone for that corner has shifted by at least like 10 yards or something. Got onto the on the right, I dare say it would have been a green lap. But P2 is charging. We're going to have a problem in a lap or two. Definitely. But the tyre clamps are coming up, which is good news. Wow, I had to get out of it. We've lost so much speed, he's going to be on our ass here. Let's just compose ourselves. Yeah, one mistake leads into another, let's just breathe. Well, it's the first time I did see it, but trial and error. It took that chicane really well. Yeah, the decreasing rain is definitely helping, but it's definitely still raining at certain points of the track now. Quickly come in. Soon. Get the catch diesel. That's definitely an easier way about going about it. And killing the car in the process. I should come in a lot later there. I should turn in a little later for that one. Really similar pace at the minute. Wow. See that there, the rain is going to go down again, I think. That's decreasing.
Well done, mate. The fastest lap so far.
It's like I'm trying to fucking kill myself. This Macca, for argument's sake, doesn't like the bumps. You really have got to set it up and...
We are halfway through. Keep it up.
We are halfway through. Just crap. Useful racing information. Good drive out of there. Don't want to touch that. Close. Tyres are up to 29 psi. Please brake. tyre pressures are going up, aren't they? Definitely going up. I'm going to leave them then. Pulled on from a 13-second stop. Real fast in that first sector was really pretty. We're trying. Definitely finding some pace. Just the move behind. Got to be really careful here. You know, if we get our foot flat in it, we risk just spinning the rears up. That wasn't a great exit there. So again, the rain is going to slightly decrease again now, and it looks like it's just going to stay as it is. So the dude's going for his pit stop. We're going to shatter him. We're going the next one. And again, it can be all won and lost in the pit as well. With that sort of distance, he could undercut me here. Or I could have a real bad outlet like I'm having, already 2 tenths down, and get the jump on us. But we're not changing tyres because the rain sort of backs off a little bit. And keep the same as on. We haven't been too hard on them, however, they have been ran at like 28 psi and 0.3 and stuff like that, so we've not had an easy time with it. The first half of the race has been up to bollocks for us. What I'm afraid of is it's going to dry out completely to dry tyres and we're going to have to come back in again. I think we should just kind of stay out and just see what develops with the line, you know? Oof. Another thing, you know, while we're in the pit stop, that being sat stationary isn't going to obviously make the tyres go real. Okay. 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. Okay guys. Seconds, dying for a piss. Just a lot of oil. So again guys, if you're with us in the stream, please hit the like button, thumbs up, it helps massively with the videos, encourage us to do even more, so it'll be a massive help to us. So that's it guys, we're done to the end now. 39 minutes, so we've got 39 minutes, we've got Vince coming around, hopefully he can come out of the way, good. Not going to be a trouble to anybody. It's the other one, Angry Pigeon, isn't it? I'm not sure. I don't know what's going on with the things there, but it looks like Yava's in front of... Yeah, our tyre pressures definitely went down a little bit while we were in not really in this side of the track there. Thank you guys, thank you for the comments. I will get back to all of them once I park the car up. I read every single one of them, so don't be too despondent if I don't get back to you while I'm streaming. We're not set up for that, we are on the console. But again, this is our first ever race on the track. We got the DLC a couple of weeks ago, so we've not raced this, and especially with the conditions as well, it makes things a little bit more tricky. But yeah, all we've done with the DLC really is play around with the AMG Evo. So this track, I just got the track medals for it. So that's the extent of my experience, and a couple of practice laps last night with some of these Field 1 boys. Normal routine, we do a practice race the night off. So the lads in front haven't pitted, so it's not something for us to completely sweat about, but it's not lost on me the pace that Angry Pigeon had before we made the round of pit stops. I mean, he's on our ass, so try and keep that same sort of gap. Looks like he's taken tyres. You know, they could have killed him with the PSI being the way it was. We did 28 PSI right at the very start of the race, and we've had to deal with that. However, as the track's dried out, look at that, with 15 minutes to go, it's going to get dry even more. We didn't change tyres, so we're going to have to see where we're at in 15 minutes. If these tyres, the dry line just start to form, then we're going to have to come in and put dries on. And we're in no man's land there, we really are. Yeah, they're coming up a little bit more, but trust me guys, these tyres weren't so good to look at the start of the race. Thought we had the tyres like pressure said and done, and start of the race I'm coming up off the cool down lap and looking at the tyres feeling so despondent, looking at them at 28 PSI when they should be in the 30 range, or at least 30. It feels weird having the tyres where they should be, so I'm starting to get turning on the car where I wasn't before. So yeah, it is going to get dry. If I've got 5 more minutes of this sort of rain, it's going to be dry, so I mean, it's really interesting. Stay out on wet tyres, what do you do? Because those guys that did have the tyre pressures right at the start of the race, their tyre pressures are going to be at like 31, 32 right now. For those that didn't fit. It looks like Angry Pigeon has taken tyres, because that's about the same amount of time. And the thing is, if it dries out and he's taken wet, I'm like, I'll have to pick. We'll see how this one plays out anyway. It was always going to be interesting, but it wasn't as wet as I'd hoped it would be. Look at that, 25.9. We almost look like professionals setting up the tyre now, don't we? Yeah, super sketchy first half of the race with the tyre pressure to the
Yellow flag in sector 3.
The yellow flag somewhere up here as well. Keep looking at the car behind thinking it's the Bentley driver. positions stay as they are and Angry Pigeon does manage to get into second, it will go on to Silverstone. I think we're getting there. I'm just wondering whether we're going to have to come in for dry tyres, all of us. Tell how it's getting with the lap delta. I just now need to sort of manage the tyres a little bit, which is really funny considering the first half of the race, because it is going to dry out. And as much as we want them at 30, we don't need them going any higher. So we're just going to have to come in and change. I doubt there's anybody that's got on dry tyres, so it's going to be interesting to see what happens. We're doing well, David, we're doing well. Our tyres that were like 2 psi down at the start of the race, it's starting to dry up now, so my tyres are starting to come up to temperature properly for the first time in the whole entire race. Weird being able to turn, but now it's all strategy and what the lads do, because were anybody coming for a dry tyres, would it not that dry? Seems to have got very dry with the rain here, do you get what I'm saying? It was a lot wetter. Got good purses there right in front of us, which is a good thing. This McLaren is so heavily aero dependent. A bit of a nightmare trying to follow. So you can see he's trying to manage his tyres now, trying to come onto the wet line.
There's a slow car up ahead.
Slow car, how someone got a bit of a... Oh, that was more curve than I wanted to take, and I hit the outside of that. You have to take that one on the chin, unfortunately. Right, so no more rain forecasted now. It's dry. I just felt our tyres. Oh god, we've got 30 minutes. It's looking increasingly like we're going to have to come in. Everybody's going to have to come in and do take dry tyres. We don't think the wets are going to last, but again we'll just monitor the situation. Look at this, 27.7. It's hilarious that we're trying to pull the tyre down seriously, given the first half of the race where we were doing anything to try and warm the bugger up. Now, I hope when I look back at it that everyone's in the same boat. With tyre temps. We'll see anyway. Not really prepped for the dry at all. This is a fully wet setup, so it's all about getting the dry tyres on, but having them at 27 psi. Which they're evidently not all set at all for 27 for dry tyres. We're screwed really for dries. We need to try and look after them. We're already nearly at 30 now, so it's looking like we're going to have to come in for the dries. We'll see what happens. It's a long race. do our best, try and keep it in the wet patches. Forgot about it, go at the minute either. So yeah, nearly at that magic number on the front. I think that's Carl's pitting for tyres. So we run the risk of pitting for dries and just making it worse, i.e. just, you know, heating the, you know, the tyres. I'm not doing a bad job recording them, but right, the steering wheel. Again, we're just looking after the tyres. 6 minutes to go. Hopefully we can just do it all on the wet set of tyres. I think we've been fortunate in a sense, like trying to get through that first half of the race and then sticking with those guns. The track's starting to dry out. The tyre pressures have come up to bang on to 30, but now we don't need them to go any higher, and they will just gradually climb and climb and climb and climb and climb. Great track once you got the flow and grip to do stuff with.
Yellow flag in sector 3.
It's a yellow somewhere up here. I apologise for the quietness, I'm fully concentrating. That gap has gone down from 15 seconds to, what is it, 7 or 8. Move a bit too fast. Like a rave. Too much time lost there. I don't understand, there's no fucking way he's got dries on. Absolutely no way. He must have wets on and they must be skyrocketing. I mean, there's no way they're not, right? We're both in the same boat, must be. Everyone's in the pit. It's got to be for dry tyres. It's got to be. We've got to, because we really can't take the dry tyres. We just don't have any pit stop set for them. To bring them into the 27 range. I'm thinking they need to be at like 29 and shit like that because of the temperature. We'll assess where we're at after this lap if the temperatures continue to rise then. Which I think they are, so Oh, we've got a bit of a straight, we'll start the car there. Gonna have to go straight on here and cut the screen, unfortunately. I'm gonna get a track warning for that. Three. Really difficult in the van. 29.5. It's a wild guess. I'm just guessing because of the temperature of the track. That was much great, but I mean, what do we do right now? Are we pitting for dries? What's happening? There's obviously must have like fresh wets on, but are we not in the same boat here with the... Definitely, it's holding me down. Everyone's hitting, I think, from the drive here. Yeah, we're way over tire pressure wise. I just don't understand how the rest of the lads are, you know, way over tire pressures as well. It's tricky. We're gonna have to pit. We're gonna have to. This is getting dodgy. We're going to end up spinning out because of it. It's not the way I want to use it, but realistically, looking at it here, we're only battling for a second as long as we don't mess it all up. trying, guys, but these tyres are getting a little too unpredictable. Now what are they going to do? I'd love to be able to run them all the way to the end, but it doesn't look like we're going to be able to do that. I'd love to know what the Angry Pigeons, what is it, saying, because there's no way he pitted for dry tyres. So he must be in the same boat as me. Obviously pressure tyres, but... So it really is looking like we're going to have to pit. Yeah, the tyres are way overinflated. Right. I'm going to sort the waters out because I don't need to add any fuel now. We are going to add them on, yes.
Well done, mate. Nice little fastest lap.
Tyres are red out now. Real dangerous. I don't know what to do, obviously. I want to race this dude, but I don't understand how his tyres are at the minute either, you know? They've got to be like mine. You'd think they were overeating, but... Nope. Definitely looks like the Bentley maybe set up for the drier conditions. Might explain a few things in the wet. Because it is seriously fucking strong in a lot of the different places. I think we're going to have to... We should pit. We're going to lose the position regardless, but 15 minutes to go. Seconds. We're gonna blow the tyre up fucking around with this. The thing is now as well with these tyre temps, it's a case of I don't know what the tyres are gonna do here. Like what they're gonna fall to. They need to be at 27. Gutted. It is what it is, but hopefully the tyres will be in a window now. But we have had to freestyle this PSI thing, so I don't know what they're going to come out like. 29 and 29 too, so we might have to come in again and pit. It's not ideal. I don't think we're going to lose second. It'd be interesting to see how the guy does. How Angry Pigeon does on the wets. I presume the wets. Here we go. That's third. So I have lost some positions. No, I think it's my teammate too. Might take a couple of laps just to get used to the fact that we've got dries on. See how fast the temperatures are already nearly down to where we needed them, so there's no way in the next half a lap they're going to stay at 27, so we're going to have tyres for the remainders that are underinflated. Just hope that everybody else is on wet. So the top said, what, 6.3 is the gap? No, it's 14 seconds of the gap, so that's miles in front. So they're not too bad. Considering we winged the PSI crashes, like no our previous 14. Try knocking the ABS down. Brakes a little further forward now. Got to try and justify putting the tyres on now, and this is just as fast. After zooming on the wet tyre. 14 seconds, we've only got 11 minutes. And the idea was not to put this in quite a lower TC until we bedded the tyres in, but really not got time to lose. And he's keeping the gap absolutely perfect. It is 13 and it's remained there, so we'll see. I think it's a risk. Obviously, if it stayed wet, we wouldn't have changed the tyres at all. It's dried up. And the tyres were just going to get hotter and hotter and hotter and hotter. But fortunately, in that tyre change there, we've missed any opportunity, because Angerford is right where he needs to be. And I think if I can come third, if I could come in this place here, I'd win the no, I'm not sure. I think I win it by a couple of points if I had managed to come in third place, providing they win, which one of them is in that position to do, so we'll see. And in all my years of trying with AoR, I've been the Project Carly's, the DT3, the endurance, zone P2s, that sort of thing. I've never ever once won a championship. Notice how fast these fucking guys are with wet tyres on. He must have the tyres he started on, but he wouldn't. There's no way he's got wet tyres on. He's definitely got dries, and he'll have taken it in his pit stop. That's some foresight, that is, to put the dries on and then drive it out until it got dry. I mean, we barely made it, and we had the 28 PSI tyres the first half of the race. Not some bad players at the minute. Tyre pressure under the fucking roof now, it's dry. We're not trying to catch them in the game, like, so
Well done, mate.
Took a second out of that last time around though, so that's good. Really, as much as you dare. We're always going to struggle with the tyre attempts. And unfortunately we've had to come in to change tyres. There's no way we could have made it on the dry ones we were on. No idea, I'd love to know at the end, like, what sort of shape S's tyres were in, what sort of shape Andy Pigeons were in. Because it looked like it was at least manageable. And we were well in the 46s there. All the rest of the lads in there, I think they're trying to probably go get dry tyres too. Nothing for the position there, unfortunately.
Well done, mate. This has been your personal best.
So for better for that section, but my tyres are nearly up to like wet. 6 minutes. Be careful. Yeah, we were in the chat earlier and Esther said, if I'm in front of you, I'll swap the positions around. And I was like, no mate, in front of me, you've earned that position. You really stay there. Especially after the season the guys had. We are taking time out the guys in front, but it's just not enough, unfortunately. Oh, we lost the back. Not a lot we could do there. Let's pick that up on a Delta too. You know, I don't mind using it like for an escape if we're going to go spin round, but getting an advantage out of it is obviously a big no-no. So, carry's pretty sketchy at the minute. I'd love to know what it's like for the rest of the lads. We're just going to nurse this home, boys. We've got P3 in the back, you know, and it's not a bad result considering we don't know the track and we pitted twice. The lads in front are doing an absolute grand job, I'm telling you, keeping the tyres. No lie. I do like the flow of the track, I'm getting into it. I could definitely get the hang of it with some practice. But I think for my first time up on this track, I don't think I've done bad. And we've obviously had pace as well with it because qualified first. The rears are proving a little sketchy now. We're going to stick it in TC6 and we're going to keep it there instead of lighting the rears up. We're coming a little sketchy and it's also easy to throw this away. Like there's nothing wrong with coming third, trust me, especially in a championship that you're actively fighting for. Every instinct in me is just telling me to put my foot flat to the floor though. I know it will happen. But Essa and Angry, they really need an absolute medal for managing their tyres the way they are. Crazy. They must have dries on, and what an inspired call to put dries on at that stage because there's no sign that it was going to stay dry. sliding. Okay. Right, we've moved it very far forward now.
Falling behind to the car in front in sector 2.
Yeah, I know, but we're not racing the car in front anymore. Unfortunately, we're not racing for P1 either. Don't get me wrong, I'm gutted about that, but they deserve both a medal for both of them. I don't know how they managed to manage their tyres the way they are. The only sensible suggestion would be that they're on grass. I'm not sure, but I think if we can keep this position, I think we've won the championship. It was like if one of them won and I placed third, I could win it. But it might have been the other way around, so I might have got it back to front, so it's a little early to celebrate something when the results are in. It's been a tough round, it really has. And if you're watching this back and watching it through, smash the like button, hit the subscribe, give me a comment on it, let me know if there's anything I can do to improve the volume hopefully after this time for you guys as well. I don't know if I should have just been and bared it with the wets, but interesting to catch up with the lads after and see what they did in regards to the tyres. I'm actually trying to cool the dries down. Back to more or less the start of the race now where I had no turning. However, the car's a lot lighter, which is helping. And even to some extent the brakes going a little further forward is helping. Yeah, with wet weather you really want to try and plant the brake as much rearward as possible. But don't be fooled on the console like it is on PC. You can have your brakes at like 52, 53 and you can get it turning, you need to start braking more or less in a straight line, but you will just start getting snaps of oversteering. I don't know if that's just exclusive to my wheel or what, but a lot of the PC sides do not work.
Okay, Oliver's on the final lap now. Give it all you can.
Had some really good sights of discourse for it. Crooks at Team G's got a really good one. He does all setups for runs and for console members, so let's encourage you to go check that out. Especially if you're interested in getting faster. Right, last lap now guys. Let's see if we'd have the fueled. There's an ugly fucking house on the right. So this is our last lap this time around, and then it's on to Silverstone on Tuesday. However, Monday we will be racing, or Sunday night, at Mount Panorama back there, so we should have a good upload there. The Evo should go well there with all the AMG, so I'm hoping I get qualified in the pack with all the fucking amateurs, seriously. There's a big gulfing class with the lads there. The front guys are really good racers and aware of what's going on. The guys mid-pack that have just either started the game or no idea what a fucking break is. I just got used as a battering ram for Kyle Army. Anyway, we'll hope for better things and hope that we're not put ourselves in the position of being right in the pack. Done really well. I'd love to know what their tyres are like, because I'm almost positive they're on wets. Well done, Overpigeon mate. fully deserved, well raced. You did won, regardless if I had the tyre pressures right. I was doing them, I was there. Shame about the tyre pressures, but at the end of the day, I never had the real pace to... That's my team there, I think he's trying to let me through. If he lets me through, I think we've won the championship.
Clear on the left.
We have. He's just won us the championship of Assetto. At here, so we don't have to look the other round.
Excellent job.
Thank you, buddy.
Bring it back to the pit safely.
Thank you, Assetto. Seriously, buddy. You didn't have to obviously let me through there. I'm so pleased. So that has won us the championship. Coming second there. I'm buzzing with that. It's really, really well. Now, what I'd normally do is bring it back round to the pits, but with the thing gone off there, it's not viable. So, massive congratulations to Andy Pridgeon. Essa, thank you, buddy. The hashtag team there has worked really well. I think Essa, even giving us the position there, has definitely won us the championship. So, we are Tier 3 AoR champions, finally, after what seems like 5 or 6 different leagues of AoR. We've managed to win one, and there's been some fantastic drivers here. Obviously, all of the field here are some of the best drivers, and you'll know the majority of them. We're running a bit of depleted field tonight, but I'd like to thank every single one of them, and a massive congrats to Andy Pridgeon for the race there. He just absolutely dominated it. Massive thanks to Essa, Yabba for organising it all too, and with that, please hit the like button, look after each other, peace and love.